Okay, we'll be doing. Hey y'all, it's Vanda. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you about the books that I want to read. What am I saying? Oh, the hiccups. Go away. Okay, let's restart. Restart. Hey y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a video that's very similar to what Katie at Paperbacks and Ponytails just recently did. And she did a video on Christian authors that she would like to read or get to. I can't remember exactly what that was called, but I'll link it below. And so that inspired me to do this video. There's a lot of Christian authors on my shelves that I have not read yet. And same thing on my Kindle. So without further ado, let's go. So the first author I'm going to talk about is Rachel Hauck. I've never read anything by this author. I see a lot of great things about her wedding shop, wedding dress, that series. This is like a little mass market paperback that I have, but yeah, I really am interested in this author. I think she writes Christian romance. Let's see. I don't have my iPad, so I can look these up. In the early 1930s, Cora Scott is walking in stride as a career woman. Oh yeah, this is Tennessee. Yes, as a career woman, having inherited her great aunt's wedding shop in Hartsbend, Tennessee, where brides come from as far away as Birmingham to experience her famed bridal treatment. Meanwhile, Cora is counting down the days till her own true love returns from the river to make her his bride. So yeah, y'all, girl, this is set in Tennessee. Yes, ma'am. I keep forgetting this. This is like a little gold nugget that's like hidden out on my shelf. So yes, is this part of a series? I don't know right off. I'll probably have to look it up. It says the wedding shop, the wedding chapel, the wedding dress. I know that Jeanette from Jane Reads told me which one to read, and I can't remember. I'll have to look at what she said. She recently reread, I think, the wedding dress. Oh, my memory is failing me right now. I'll leave her channel below. Her channel is Jane Reads. She reads Christian fiction and has some good videos, so y'all check her out. But, yeah, I can't remember. She recently reread one of her books, and yeah, I'm interested to see if I would like this author. So, Rachel Hauck. I also have Carla Laureano, Providence. I think Jeanette's read this too. And let me see. I think I've got another one. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay, I did not put these in order as I should have. Okay. We're back in business. So I've got Oath of the Brotherhood and Providence. They're two polar opposites on the genres, but that's pretty cool. If you can write two different genres, hey. So yeah, Oath of the Brotherhood. This is a fantasy, Christian fiction fantasy, and then this is Providence. This is a contemporary romance. So yeah, I'm really interested in both of these. This is set in Los Angeles. It's about an interior designer. Former foster kid Kendall Green is in high demand, both for her impeccable eye and her uncanny ability to uncover the provenance of any piece. But for all her success, skyrocketing costs have put her California home and her business in jeopardy. Unexpected inheritance provides a timely solution. A grandmother she never knew has left her a group of historic properties in a tiny Colorado town. To young, untried Mayor Gabrielle Brandt, Jasper Lake is more than just a small town. It's the place that saved his life. Now, seeing the town slowly wither and die, he's desperate to restore it to its former glory. Unfortunately, his vision is at odds with the local developer who wants to see the town raised and rebuilt as a summer resort. He's sure that he can enlist the granddaughter of one of its most prominent former citizens to his cause until he meets Kendall and realizes that not only does she know nothing of her own history, she has no interest in reviving a place that once abandoned her. So, yeah, sorry I read that. It was really long, but I really couldn't remember what this is about, and I want to tell y'all. So, this really interests me. Oh, that cover is beautiful, isn't it? It makes me want to travel. I love that. So, when evil threatens, who will find the faith to fight it? In an island kingdom where the old ways hold fast and a man's worth lies entirely in his skill with his sword, Conor McNear is a musician and a follower of a forbidden faith, problematic for any man but disastrous for the son of the king. When Conor is sent away to a neighboring kingdom to secure a treaty, he learns that his ability with the harp is a talent that traces back to the magical foundations of a once united seer. But his newfound home is soon placed in peril, entangling Conor in a plot that has been unfolding since long before his birth. So there's like a little bit more, but I'm not going to read it all. Yeah, so I saw the channel Magnified Faith talk about this and really enjoyed it, so that's why I picked it up in one of my recent hauls. So yeah, this author, I've never read anything by her, but I'm very intrigued. All right, so I just got these in the mail today, and they are by Ted Dekker. I've never read anything by Ted Dekker. I think this is his daughter, Ted Dekker and Rachel Dekker. And so, yeah, this is like a middle grade. I just loved this. I fell into the hype of Facebook has said, hey, buy this. So I saw this sponsored on Facebook, but it's And They Found Dragons, The Boy Who Fell from the Stars, book 1, 2, Journey to the Silver Towers. And then book 3 is Rise of the Light Bringer. So these are really short and look like a really fun time. Let me see what the first one is about. It is said a child would lead them, but lead them where? Jack is just 12, born on an ark orbiting Earth among 169 survivors of a global apocalypse who eagerly await the planet's restoration so they can return to the surface. With supplies dangerously low, the time for waiting is over. Humanity must return now or die among the stars. Unfortunately, there's a big problem. Dragons have inexplicably risen from Earth's ashes. Worse, they emit a global toxin deadly to all over the age of puberty. After much debate, the Ark's leaders realize that humanity's only hope is to send teams of specially trained children to hunt and eliminate the Dragon Queen. This sounds like a really fun adventure story, so if you read that, let me know. But I've never read anything by Ted Dekker. I know that there's some middle grade he's written, and I know that he's done some collaborations with other authors. I think he writes, usually, if I can remember it, usually like kind of scary, suspense, spooky, mystery. I don't know. Usually the covers always look like that. I've never really looked at them. So sorry if I'm wrong on that, but in my mind, that's kind of where I classify him. And I would like to read some of his, but like I said, I picked these up just because I thought that they looked really interesting. The storylines sounded great. So yeah, that's an author that I'd like to get to at some point. Another author that I have on my shelf is Colleen Coble. A lot of you have read her, and I know that you all gave me some great recommendations in one of my videos recently, but these are the ones I have on my shelves. And I got these like on discount somewhere, but this is like really short stories. A Heart's Disguise, and A Heart's Obsession, and A Heart's Danger. Then I have this Strands of Truth. I won't read the synopsis for all these, but then I have Distant Echoes. I know Sheena tried to read this recently and wasn't crazy about it, so I don't know. I usually trust her, and if she doesn't like something, I end up not liking it either. Usually, we've got pretty much the same taste sometimes. Yeah. So we'll see. So yeah, I've got those. I also think I have some of her on my Kindle. Let me look. I also have The Inn at Ocean's Edge and A Stranger's Game on my Kindle. So I've got those. So I've got several of her books, and I've just never read anything by her. So I'd like to see if I would like anything by her, just kind of test it out. I might try in the fall. Yeah, because her books kind of give me fall vibes. Next author I've never read anything by is Gabrielle Meyer, and this is a recent release. Everyone is talking about this. Is it time travel? Yeah, time travel. Okay, it's a dual timeline, 1774 and 1914. But I know this has some, like, for a Christian novel, this does have some content warnings. I know that some have mentioned, so I don't know how I feel about that for it being a Christian novel, but I want to give it a try. It's a historical romance, and this says, Libby has been given a powerful gift to live one life in 1774 Colonial Williamsburg and the other in 1914 Gilded Age, New York City. When she falls asleep in one life, she wakes up in another. While she's the same person at her core in both times, she's leading two vastly different lives. So I'm not going to read the rest of that, but yeah, this sounds really interesting. I just want to see how I feel about it myself and go from there. So a lot of people are talking about it. The other author I want to read is Nicole Deese. I have mentioned this was in my summer TBR video, so at some point this summer I want to try to get to All That Really Matters and All That It Takes. I don't have All That Really Matters here, but it is on my Kindle, and yeah, I mean, I love the covers. Everyone talks about her. I've also got Before I Called You Mine on my Kindle, so When the ever-cautious Val Locklear moves cross-country with her son for a secure job, everything she planned unravels within the first week. After Val reluctantly agrees to rent an apartment from her best friend's brother, an unexpected chance at an elite filmmaker's mentorship ignites fresh hope for a dream career. But as Val's community begins to expand, so do her insecurities, especially those heightened by her growing attraction to a certain friendly landlord. Pastor Miles McKenzie returns home from a short-term mission trip to discover that not only does he have a new intriguing tenant living upstairs, Val struggles to stop hiding behind the camera and Miles wrestles with shattered expectations. They'll find that authentic love and sacrifice must go hand in hand. Yes. So, yeah, I'm really interested in this author, and I really hope I love her. I hope she's my favorite. Like, if I had to guess, she's going to be a 5-star. But next author is Bethany Turner. I have the do-over. This was on my summer TBR. I have never read anything by her, but yeah, y'all. I mean, this is looks like a really cute romance. I think this is the one I told you that looked like it'd be funny. I've read the synopsis on this several times, so I'm not going to read it here, y'all. I'm not. I'm just not. Basically, I feel bad not reading it. Let's read it. If you don't want to hear, just skip it. Career-driven McKenna Keaton has devoted her life to attaining the senior partnership at her law firm, so asking a man on a date should be nothing. I've read this so many times, I know what I'm saying. But the past 4 days have been the worst of her life, and everything she knows about herself has been called into question. Besides, she can't remember her last real date. And a real date with shy, nerdy Henry Blumenthal, McKenna's high school rival for valedictorian. Scratch that, he's Hank Bloom, the famed documentarian, Durham Darling's son, who has attained all his dreams and more. He happens to look like he stepped out of Addie Bauer catalog. Some of y'all already know, I've already talked about this, so that's what I thought was funny. So she is a disgraced workaholic from New York on unpaid leave, accused of a white-collar crime that she would never commit. She has panic attacks, and she's watching her dreams unravel. At age 38, and destined to the family curse to die before she turns 40, it appears. It's absolutely the wrong time to have a major crush on a man, especially one who has treasured his memories of McKenna as the girl most likely to succeed. I'm really interested in Bethany Turner. I think she'll be a fun author for me to read, so I'm hoping I connect with her. Yes, please. Yes, please. The next author that I want to get to is Jane Kirkpatrick. I've never read anything about this author. It's a recent pickup from Pango, published by Revell. Let's see. Looks like a historical fiction, and it is called One More River to Cross. I read the synopsis for this recently on when I hauled it, and I'm interested in this. It sounds like a really good read. It kind of reminded me of like Oregon Trail vibes. Yeah. So this is set in 1844, 2 years before the Donner Party. The Stevens Murphy Townsend Company leaves Missouri to be the first wagons into California through the Sierra Nevada. They enjoy a safe journey until October, when a fierce mountain storm comes in and forces difficult decisions. The party separates in 3 directions. Some go over land and around Lake Tahoe, and others go to guard the heaviest wagons. So they split up. Looks like the rest of the party, including 8 women, 17 children, huddle in a makeshift cabin at the headwaters of the Yuba River awaiting rescue. The months ahead will be long and at times terrifying. But with friendship, family, and enough courage to overcome their fear, these intrepid pioneers will discover what truly matters in times of trial. So this sounds really interesting. It's not too long. I'm interested. This will be a perfect fall or winter read for me. So yes, sometime this year, I want to get to this. Jocelyn Green, Veiled in Smoke. This is definitely something I want to read this year. A lot of you all have said this is a wonderful series. It is a historical fiction. Meg Townsend and her sister Sylvie seek a quiet existence managing the family bookshop. Meg feels responsible for caring for her father Stephen, whose spirit and health are both damaged from his time as a prisoner during the Civil War. Her one escape is the paintings that she creates and sells in the bookshop. Then the Great Fire sweeps through Chicago's business district. The fiery explosions and chaos stir up memories of war for Stephen as he runs from the blaze and becomes separated from his daughters. Days later, when the smoke is cleared, they reunite. Their home and shop has been lost, and what's left among the ashes is even more threatening than the flames. They learn that a close friend was murdered the night of the fire, and Stephen has been charged with the crime after he is committed to the Cook County Insane Asylum, where they cannot visit him. Stephen feels as lost to them as the shop that now lies in rubble. Though homeless and suddenly unemployed, Meg must not only gather the piece of her shattered life, but prove the truth of what happened that night, before the asylum truly drives her father mad. Y'all. This sounds so emotional. Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I've read the whole synopsis till now. I don't remember. I remember reading part of it, but I need to read this. Yes. The next author in this is Rosanna M. White. I do have Shadowed Loyalty. This is her recent release, and the name unknown. Y'all saw my vlog. If you haven't, I was struggling to get this off the shelf. It's funny. But I got this at Ollie's recently for like $4. I still got one sticker on the back, but I'm not even going to try. I got it off the front, and it like left this residue, so it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so, yeah, I want to read this author. Miriam has talked about her and really enjoys her writing, so I don't know which one of these I'd pick up first. This is set in the 1920s. This is set in 1914, so World War I time period, so, yeah. Sabina Mankari never questioned her life as the daughter of Chicago's leading mob boss until bullets tear apart her world, and the man she thought she loved turns out to be an undercover prohibition agent. All her life, her father sheltered her from his crimes, but she can no longer turn away anymore from the truth. Maybe Lorenzo, the fiancé who barely paid her any attention over the last 2 years, has the right idea about planning to escape their world, but can she truly turn her back on her family? So, yeah, that's the first paragraph. I won't read the rest. And then, wrote this one, says, she's out to steal his name. Will he steal her heart instead? Girl. Okay. Rosemary Gresham has no family beyond the band of former urchins who helped her survive as a girl in the mean streets of London. Grown now, they are no longer pickpockets. Instead, they focus on high-value items and have learned to blend into upper-class society. Rosemary is beginning to question whether she can continue this life, and when she's offered the challenge of a lifetime, determine whether a certain wealthy gentleman is loyal to Britain or to Germany. After all, how does one steal a family's history, their very name? As Europe moves closer to 411, rumors swirl around Peter Holston. Awkward and solitary, but with the access to the king, many fear his influence. But Peter can't help his German last name and wants to prove his loyalty to the crown, so he can go back to anonymously writing a series of popular adventure novels. When Rosemary arrives on his doorstep pretending to be a well-credentialed historian, Peter believes she's the right person to help him dig through his family's past. When danger and suspicion continue to mount, both realize they're in a race against time to discover the truth about Peter's past and about the undeniable attraction kindling between them. Yes, ma'am. Yes. I have not read the whole back of this. Yes, ma'am. So, yeah, Rosanna M. White is something I don't even know what I'm saying. She's somebody that I really hope that I enjoy her books. I love something written in the 1920s. You don't get a lot of that. Like that roaring 20s vibe. And the cover of this looks just like that. Look how beautiful. Yes, ma'am. That's beautiful too. But look at that. Ooh, breaks my heart. Anyway, I also want to read Charles Martin. I've never read anything by him before. This is his nonfiction, They Turn the World Upside Down, a storyteller's journey with those who dared to follow Jesus. And so this is his nonfiction debut. And there are a lot of books that he's written, but I've not read anything by him before. If you know anything that would be a good fiction for him, leave that in the comments below. Also, y'all already know I talked about this book, Laura K. Denton. I've never read anything by her. I hope I really enjoy this. This is set in the South. It's got sweet tea, front porch. I was like fangirling about this when I bought it at Ollie's in my vlog. It said that it exudes so much southern charm that the scent of magnolia is practically lost in the pages. I did read the synopsis for this in my vlog, so I'm just going to not read this synopsis, but it is set in Alabama, I think. So, yeah, I think this would have a lot. It sounds like it's got friendship, great stuff in the South, all that jazz. So, I'm here for that. I also have Susan May Warren. I've never read anything by her, and these are the two books I have on my shelf. You don't know me. I think I just happened to pick this up. This might be in a series, and I probably can't. I don't even know if I can read it or not. This is a Deep Haven novel, so, but maybe you can read it. So a lot of times they could be in a series, and you can still read them. So, anyway, I've got both of these. Looks like they're romance, and this is a Christmas read, obviously. Baby, it's cold outside. So, yeah, I do want to read Susan May Warren. I might have another one of hers on my Kindle. I don't know right off. But, I won't read what those are about. But then The Printed Letter Bookshop by Catherine Ray. I don't know if I like this or not. I've heard mixed reviews. We'll see if I like this. This says, one of Madeline Cullen's happiest childhood memories is working with her Aunt Maddie in the quaint and cozy Printed Letter Bookshop. By the time Maddie inherits the shop nearly 20 years later, family troubles and her own bitter losses have hardened her heart towards her treasured aunt, and the now struggling bookshop is left in her care. So, I won't read the rest of that, but that's kind of the gist of that there. And just on my Kindle real quick, I know right off Elizabeth Camden. I have the whole Spice King series. Got to read that. I recently got this Kathleen Fuller Hooked on You book. That looks cute, y'all. I don't know anything about it. Oh, and I also got an ARC recently. I requested this forever ago, felt like, and I just couldn't believe I got approved. But it's a new release actually this week. It was last week if you're watching it now. So this will be coming out second week of June. But anyway, it released, I think, June 7th. So, Where the Road Bends by Rachel Fordham. There's a great video by Katie at Paperbacks and Ponytails. I'll link her video below, and it made me really want to read this, y'all. This is probably going to be a new favorite. It just sounds so amazing. I don't have the synopsis and everything right in front of me where I can read it, but y'all go check out her video. This sounds amazing. Amazing. So, I'm going to read it this month in June. I'm just gonna go off of my TBR, and we are reading this, honey. I'm reading this right now. So, Andrew Peterson, The Wingfeather Saga. That's a Christian fantasy, I believe. I'm just kind of scanning through here. Just some honorable mentions that I have that I need to get to. A lot of you all have given me some great recommendations recently, and I'm gonna go through all of my videos and like write them down because I can't remember, but I really appreciate you all giving me some great recommendations on new authors. I will definitely be going back and trying to write those down. Amy Clipston, I've got one of her books on here. Let's see. Tamara Alexander, she's one I've never read before. Pepper Basham or Basham, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but Pepper Basham, or Basham, sorry, I'm so bad with names, but I have one of her books on here, and I do have an ARC of her books, which I do have the ARC, The Heart of the Mountains, and I think there's a book that's like before that. When I looked on Goodreads, I've got to read book one, so I've already got it. I don't know, I'm sure that they connect, so I'm going to try to read book one before I read the Heart of the Mountains. That's why it wasn't really in my June TBR video. So, yeah, I'd love to get to it in June if I could get book one read in June, but, you know, I've got all these books I want to read, so we'll see. I was hoping to get it read, but I've requested book one at my library, so anyway, that's just a side note. So yeah, I think that's it for this video. I just wanted to have a video idea. I didn't really have any ideas right now, so thought this would be fun to talk about some of the books on my shelves that are new to me authors that I would love to get to that are Christian fiction. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these, or if there's anything that I need to prioritize from this list, or if there's any new authors that are your favorites, anything really. So yeah, just let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, y'all.